Hello everyone, Andres here, and in this video I will talk about how I created this hammer. I will walk through the whole creation process. This is 3DCoat 2026, so there are some cool updates. For example, attaching these materials to layers and also sculpting with all this stuff on, so we can now sculpt and see a preview of the material while we sculpt in voxels or surface. This is amazing. So let's strap in and get this thing done.
Meanwhile, if you want to get deeper into voxels, check out my introduction to 3DCoat, where I talked step by step about all the tools and how to get great results in very little time. The link is in the description.
I've opened 3DCoat. I will go into voxel sculpting, pick a medium sphere, and this is fairly sensitive to scale. This material setup I will show. I'll go for medium. It's easier to deal with it. And I already have this window here, but you won't really see if it's the new 3DCoat. I'll go here, I'll go look for the material panel here in the windows and panels, and I'll go to SM metal. So I'll go to SM metal, I'll pick one of these metallic guys, and it will take a few seconds to load, and it will get applied to the mesh. And this is already pretty amazing. So this is a new system, this new way how stuff looks in 3DCoat. I'll go to voxel hide, and I will try to hide a piece. So press shift, and it will hide. I mean, I have got my. I'll do it from the side. So press shift. Then what I want to do is shift D, duplicate the layer. Then I want to rotate it, make it longer, scale it down, try to do a hammer. And then since it was stretched, this is a non-uniform mesh, a non-uniform scale will create a lot of issues down the line. So I have to go right click on the layer and say make uniform to uniform space. I have to do it so often, so I have a hotkey for that. And then go back to voxel hide tool, and I'll cut bottom, cut here. Then I go pick the handle, and my materials disappear. So I'll go back to panels, materials, and I want to pick SM wood. No, what I'll go for wood. This I'm not sure what's the difference between SM and other wood, but this is pretty nice wood, so I want to use this. I can see the wood grain is not going exactly in the direction I wanted to. It's sometimes can be tricky to rotate a wood grain here yet, so let me try luck with a different material. All right, a different material is doing a lot better job. I'll go with it for now. Then press A to select this guy, and I will go start to sculpt. And I have a very, very basic setup, and I want to show something that's very easy, just a hammer. And you can see it's quite amazing because I have this PBR material on the mesh, and I basically can preview more or less not the final look, but say 60% there or 80% there sometimes. And I can always swap the materials, which I'll do in a second, and say I'll go try different sculpt here. I will go Windows, Panels, Brushes, and I'll pick some default brush, and I have to press E, go into the brush mode. And I already have this in the tool options, have this use current alpha turned on. Press some brackets to reduce it. So this is a little bit low res mesh. To turn it into higher res, I press there, turn the voxels into surface. Then I press an S again, turn surface into voxels. And this is going to be 500,000 triangles. It's pretty good, I think. Yeah, it's definitely not bad. I think this brush is not great. Oh, this is cool. It's kind of like made out of meteorite or something like that, or rust-eaten piece. Then I can try fill tool, and fill up some of this. Maybe it's even too active. So right click, drag down to make this brush less active. It's just a joy to do this. I remember pressing shift now to smooth it. I remember same when I jumped into Blender first time and I had a much better viewport, say, than Maya for polymodeling. Same here. This is such a joy to have a really nice preview of the stuff you're doing inside 3DCoat, inside 3D application in the first place. I can go use scrape to scrape here and there, gives some particular type. So it gives, it's kind of like flattening brush, but has very nice, very organic way when applied to the metal. So I treat it as metal. There we go. Okay. So then I want to do the same thing, but on the wood. And same thing, making this wood to be a bit more worn off. And this is just amazing. It feels like I am melting wood. Look at this. This is so cool and so quick. So let me do even bigger deformation. Maybe I went too much. Just want to make. I want to make it as symmetrical. And yeah, there's a triplanar projection. It's not, it's not ideal. Wood might take a bit more time to make it right, but let me play a little bit more. I think I made it look a little bit weird, and I'll undo. Go to voxel height, and I'll just do a little cut like that. This is looking great. And then I'll go from the top view here. I'll press A to select the layer, and I'll just go around to create a hole for this wooden piece. And say base clay, I just smooth it. Try to smooth it, doesn't want to do it. Fish tool brush. Okay, now smooth it. Melt it a little bit. And we have very kind of rough hammer. The next part, I want to start texturing, baking, doing all that stuff. I cannot combine these two volumes together. So what I will do, because if I combine them, the material will not be shared. So it will be just one material across the whole object, not two of them. So what I will do, I'll shift select those two layers, and I will create a group here and call it, like a hammer, right? And I do want to name this. That's quite important, actually. I'll call it, say, head and handle. Then I will duplicate this group, and I have that bottom down there. And it's doing duplication and also reapplying the materials to this. So it takes a while, actually, a bit longer than usual. Then I do want to convert that surface volume into voxel volume. So click on that, otherwise it will not combine. And then I shift, select, and drag up. And I hide that thing, the group I had. You can see here, that material got combined. And the reason I'm doing this whole thing is because I want to run decimation operation here. And for that, I need the whole object. I don't want to have two objects to deal with together. I want to have the whole prop together. And there are some cool things that 3DCoat now has that I really want to show that come with this. So I will right click and auto topology by decimation. I don't need 30,000 triangles. I'll go with 10,000 triangles, which is plenty. Wait for a few seconds. It's a real time pretty fast. Then it automatically will drop us into the topology room, where we'll scroll down to a UV path. I need to click on one of the UV tools, and this will give me the auto map options. I will just go automatic here because I want to show some main new features super quick. All right, so now I have this unwrapped, pretty nicely done. I will go back to Sculpt, and I will hide this group, and I will unhide this group. It will not bake the textures, actually, it will not. However, it will create two separate layers for each object. If it's hard to grab right now, you'll see it in a second. So I'll go into baking, bake with the normal map, click bake ease. My scan depth is too crazy. Maybe it's my old settings. I'll just go to 1. I can go even lower than that. Click OK. This is all safe for Blender. Good enough. I'll click OK and wait for a few seconds for it to bake. Okay. Whatever that warning was, I don't even want to read it. And we have, for 1 second, it looks like, wow, we actually have the whole bake there. No. This is the confusing part about 3DCoat. The sculpt objects will show through. So we have to hide them and then go back to painting. This is our painting object. I know it's confusing, but that's how 3DCoat works. And we have this painting, our object is baked. And we have 2 layers here. One is the head, and another one is a handle. Okay, now comes the cool part. So I'll pick a handle, and I will apply this wood material. I think this is the one I used. Click on that. And it asks me to bake. I think I used a different material. Asks me to bake some things like curvature map and all that stuff that I wish they pre-baked before, but after you apply a smart material, it asks you to bake curvature, ambient occlusion, and all that. So you see, I now have a material applied to this layer. So we have like a clipping mask here. And I maybe want to try different wood. What about this one? And we encounter an issue here. The wood grain goes in the wrong direction. So I think there's actually no way to change the direction. This is a very basic option that I cannot find an easy solution. It should be super obvious in the settings. I even was going around, messing around with some nodes there, trying to find a way to rotate it. And there is actually a math node that says rotate. However, I couldn't figure out where to plug it in. So this will be fixed in the future. I will ask that personally as well. So I will go back to materials and pick something I can deal with right now. Wood is always a problematic material. You always have to change direction. And so I picked this material. This is pretty nice. It works just fine. And then I will go and I undock this by accident. It's a little bit annoying. Let me dock it back, drag it. Materials back to that. And I will go back to my head. And I will apply a metal piece, a metal material. Say, I think this one was I used. I wish they had a bigger material. This is pretty nice materials, but I think they need like 50 times more materials. Now, this is cool. I like it. You can play with the settings. You can play with the intensity of the depth. This is a rotation option that I was struggling with, but say if the depth is a bit too crazy, I can go type in something a lot less strong. So now it's a bit more contained. And I always do a little bit of this is pretty nice, but I always do a little bit of hand painting, and I could spend a bit more time here for sure. And I want to paint a gradient. So right now it's painting way too much. So I want to turn off these channels. I don't want to paint in depth, and I don't want to paint in glossiness. So I just want to do a big, kind of darkening, making this dirty all around like that. I can try to smudge. Let's see if it's good or not here. Yeah, smudge doesn't want to work well. Unfortunately, power smooth is usually one. Yeah, okay, power smooth because I do jump between Substance Painter and a 3DCoat a lot, and Smudge works better in Substance Painter. However, Power Smooth works better in 3DCoat. It's kind of doing a similar to Smudge thing. And I'll just drop the intensity of this layer, opacity of this layer to like something like 30%, for example. So now I can go even a bit higher, say 60%, and maybe go into eraser mode and erase a little bit of that darkening. It was like too much on the metal. I could spend quite a bit more time on texturing this, but this is already, good enough for many purposes. And then what do we need to do? We need to go export objects and textures, click on that, put the folders where to export into output mesh, into path for textures, check all the settings, which preset you want to use, and click export. So that will be pretty easy. I can also render this in 3DCoat renderer, and it improved a lot compared to before. I'll jump to rendering, and from the get-go, it will give us a pretty decent result. I'm in the render room, and I just unclick real-time render, otherwise it gets actually very, very heavy. Then once I found my angle, I just click on that and get a render. Look at this. This is, I could definitely send it to someone. It's pretty great. So I need to, if I want to change the angle of view, I need to uncheck that real-time render, rotate it, and click real-time again. And I love it more and more. Again, the speed of this whole thing, how fast it can be done now, is great. There are all these 3DCoat kinks that's still there. It's a bit slow, it's a bit buggy, it's a lot buggy, honestly. There's a lot to improve, but it will get improved. But these are the things that I've never seen in any other software, and I think it is impressive. Well, thank you all for watching, and see you in the next video. Do get the new 3DCoat.